Hai, Assalamualaikum dan selamat kembali ke episod baru Tumpang Tanya. So, without further ado, I feel like we've come a long way. We have done 18 episodes and this is the 19th. And I feel like the viewers, our audience, we want to let them know who we are. So, in this episode, we will start off with a bit of our introductions, our backgrounds, who we are. So again, my name is Naim Hamid. I'm a fine arts student in Newcastle University, studying in the UK. And with me, we have Uncle Mazri, a socio-political analyst, and also Najla, a law student who is doing her master's also in the UK. So yeah, I'll start off with who I am. So you guys get to know me. So again, like I said, I'm a fine art student. So me studying fine art, you know, I have a deep passion for arts, and I love drawing ever since I was a kid. Every time when I was in class, I would just get a piece of paper, get a pen, just scribble on a yeah. Every time in class when I get bored, so sometimes the teacher would get frustrated for because of me not listening, not focusing in class, but it's just you could call it sort of like fidgeting. I couldn't stay still. My hand would always move all of the time. So yeah, ever since that, I've been practicing drawing, learning new things. Uh, and now here I am, studying arts in the UK. So my passion, my ambition is to become a fine artist, hopefully a famous one, be one of the greats, not just in Malaysia, but in the world itself. So, yeah. And fun fact about myself right now is that I am currently making a comic or slash manga about Hang Tuah. So, yeah, I mean, I've got the manuscripts here. Yeah.
Ooh.
So the reason why I'm doing it is because I've got the skill. I love drawing figures, drawing portraits. So and Hikayat Hang Tuah, a very famous literature, Malay literature. I feel like it needs to be retold, in a new form. So I want people to know more to for the people in this generation, new generation, because some might not know about Hang Tuah, and I want to retell the story, but in modern way, not in how it used to be told, with the old language. That's why I'm making a comic of it. So yeah, that's a fun fact about what I'm doing right now. So we'll move to Najla. Tell a bit about yourself. What do you like? What are you doing right now? What's your ambition and all that?
Okay. So my name is Najla, but my full name is Najla Rania. I'm studying law. I'm doing my bar right now, but I graduated with a law and politics degree because I wanted the best of the two branches in my studies. Basically, how I started having an interest in this area probably stemmed from like TV shows, obviously, because that was how I was exposed to it. But I knew that that wasn't an accurate depiction of how law really is. So I eventually ventured into just researching and reading, getting to know more about how it works. And it sounds a bit cliche, but because I'm interested in criminal law, obviously I want to be the kind of voice to the people who don't really have the means. So inshallah, that is my dream. Um, Currently I'm doing the bar and also the masters, and I'll hopefully be finishing in September. I'm currently undertaking the exams right now. Um, yeah, but what I think that really differentiates me from a lot of people is that not a lot of people know that I'm actually trilingual, and people normally assume that, oh, it's probably Bahasa Melayu, English, and Mandarin. But I'm actually fluent in French. I've been learning French since I was 12, and then I took French A level because my teacher didn't really let me take another subject because I was already fluent. So she encouraged me to continue. And so now I'm trilingual, but I'm not really sure how I can use French back in Malaysia, but I can figure that out along the way, inshallah. So yeah, that has been about me.
What about like your interest, pastime, hobbies? Anything that you want to share with the audience?
Mm, hobbies. Generally, I tend to play a lot of sports. So growing up, I played basketball, football, rugby, netball, and all of that sort. I captained my football team for 4 years consecutively from high school. And even now, I still play a bit of football and a bit of rugby. But this weather is not the best love for that sport. Um, and I play guitar mainly. I've been trying to learn piano and the drums, but I've been taking lessons since I was 9. So it has been about 11, 12 years since I started playing. Yeah, I think those are mainly my hobbies. What about your hobbies?
I mean,
Other than drawing, yeah.
aside from drawing, I recently picked up a new hobby, which is playing the piano.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, because I'm interested in mostly movie soundtracks, especially Ghibli soundtracks. So I've been trying to learn pieces from from Ghibli movies. So yeah, playing piano is one hobby that I recently picked up. But I do have to say though, you have a lot of skill though. Yeah. All right. So okay, let's move on to Uncle Mazri. So tell us a bit about yourself, like because I'm sure the audience want to know more.
I think I'm the oldest here. This year I will celebrate my 51st birthday. So I'm the most generationally challenged. I think very old. So I'm a very boring person, I think. But I'm interested in politics. I've been interested in politics because I'm a Kelantanese. So Kelantanese are very passionate about their politics. So when in my working days, I'm still working right now. I worked my first job as a first real job was a speechwriter. I worked for the then Chief Minister of Selangor between 2001 and 2007 in the state government. So there's a lot of experience working at the state level, the most economically advanced economy in Malaysia, state of Selangor. So I did that for about 6 years. Then I worked for the then Deputy Prime Minister, then Prime Minister for another 6 years. I worked for a few others, a few other politicians, mainly as a speechwriter, as a uh, in communication, and all the other nitty-gritty what political aides do. So that is basically my interest mainly in politics. I like to read. I like also history. Uh, in history of I like to know why something happened, why it is such thing happen, like a system like a parliamentary democracy, like a constitutional monarchy. I like to delve into why it happened, how it came about to current situation. So British politics and British history is have been my passion. It's in English also, but it's very interesting. Malaysian politics also. I know some US politics and some regional politics, Indonesian politics, Singapore politics. There's such thing. Other than that, I'm musically challenged. I cannot appreciate music uh, arts. It's not my cup of tea. So basically, it's politics, history. In school, I used to be involved in debating and elocution. Uh, yeah, that's all. That's a short of it.
Uh,
Macam
uh,
mana?
hmm?
Macam mana Uncle boleh get into politics? Like, what was the first ever macam step into that kind of field?
So my father was a politician. If I'm no grassroots politician, he and my late father and late mother were teachers. So teachers years ago, and they active in grassroots politics at the branch level, the state level. So I was drawn into it as a matter of fact. Also because you see, I was interested in my household. Reading the newspaper is yeah, it's a passion. My father, I think at that time it was Utusan Melayu, Utusan Malaysia, Berita Harian. When I was in school, I got hooked on, I think my first English paper was The Star. I somehow liked The Star. So I started reading The Star when I was in standard 5. It used to be about 50 cents then. So The Star in Kelantan, you receive the edition tomorrow. Today's edition, you see tomorrow. So I used to read just to also to practice on my pronunciation in English. Read it from cover to cover, even the sports. Yes, I used to read. But what captured my interest was the international section. That section was and the comment section. That's why when I was in university, I used to try to write to newspapers, letters to editors. And my first letter to editor, I think, was published letters in Utusan Malaysia. Later, the first one in English was in New Straits Times. Then I got hooked. I got hooked.
Oh.
Time you write articles, you write letters, you get paid some token. So it's spending money. Now, so you can what's your opinion in on any matters? At that time, I think yeah, because newspaper was still the in thing at that time. There was no internet.
Yeah.
My highlight, I think, writing when the late Lee Kuan Yew, former Prime Minister of Singapore, founding father of Singapore, he, I think his autobiography to autobiography. So there was an excerpt in, I think it was in the Straits Times of Malaysia, I think. So I wrote the commentary on it, on that excerpt. Whole and behold, I found out that when he was launching his biography, he commented on the letter. He
Oh.
commented the letter. The letter was published in the Singapore Straits Times the next day. Cool. So that was my highlight of writing to newspaper. Thankfully, the late Lee Kuan Yew was very kind to my letter. He was quite sharp, but okay lah. He took it in the I think the correct spirit of what the letter tried to convey.
Uncle Maz, I'm interested in since you're older than us, you know, and with the difference between our age, I was wondering about how you view the world. Is there any different from when you were our age and how it is now? How would you? Is there any difference, any similarities on your worldview?
I think there's two part of it. One is excitement and there's optimism. Second part is pessimism, and I'm a bit worried because in my day, I think I am in the transition generation, the generation between information you receive through newspapers, magazines, and a generation where the internet start to gain a foothold, and now is the thing, is the source of information for everybody. I find that disconcerting in the sense of when I was young, the truth is easily understood. So, if you read about international events, you probably, if you not don't have that much resource, you read it from local newspapers, which took it from other sources. When I was in university, when I was in secondary school, I started to buy foreign magazines. That time, popular was Asia Week, still Time, Economy, Newsweek. So anything I could get my hand on. So that's your source of information. But as the internet start to take hold, as now attention spans start to get very short, and
Mm.
how you perceive the truth nowadays is very is, on one hand, in terms of democracy, in terms of wanting accountability on the part of the government, voicing your opinion is very exciting. But at the same time, people don't seem to have the time to verify the information that they get, and they don't have the time because volume of information coming in, you cannot verify which is the truth unless you have a strong foundation in that discipline of knowledge, or at least a grip. Then you can from the start see whether it's a true, or there's something not so true about it. So I think and also you have this world of a post-Trump world, Donald Trump. So it's a very different world where you used to think that leaders is the when you are small, when you are young, during the 80s and the 90s, maybe early 90s, it's the paragon of truth. When you leaders speak about something, oh, you say, that must be the truth. But now,
Mm.
I don't think, because we can verify, check the fact, what they say. So I think it's a different situation.
I feel like that's an interesting, uh question about like whether or not is it different or same is how information is being spread. The question of truth, like how certain, like, back then, because the information was not as was those it was easy to spread information back then. How certain would you know that it is the truth? So, but yeah, but I feel like, it's a generational thing. When people say that back then it's much simpler, now it's more. I feel like it will happen to us now. We will say that now is being simple compared to, in the future. So yeah, I feel that's it comes with age, I guess. Uh, but other than that, like, Uncle Mazu, do you have any advice, any tips for us, trying in future, how we should handle ourselves, how we should prepare for what's gonna happen in a few years?
Is it? I'm afraid. Is it artificial intelligence? You have deep fakes nowadays. In
Hmm.
future, moving forward in the future, I think your generations and future generations are going to have a harder time, and that's why I believe it comes back all to the basic. It's about value system. Uh, for those who on to religion, it's about the values that the religion will guide you with. It's about the how you. I think it's very important to become very critical minded. Critical minded in the sense that you don't easily accept information as they are. You try to delve deeper into it. But then there's also a danger to that. You become a conspiracy theorist. So anti-vaccine. It's very hard. Your generation. I think I am the transitional generation. I think years ago, in yesteryear, it's very easy because there's not so much source of invention. In the future, nowadays, in the future, it's going to be very hard. I do not know how to parenting in this age and the future must be super hard. I think that's you have to as best as you can. I'm afraid because the artificial intelligence is going to, yeah, we have seen little sample that they have how they can even take away. I think I used to be a speech writer. So now artificial intelligence is going to take the job of a speech writer. So how now do you as a human being uh, contribute that niche factor that is going to make you more valuable than AI generated speech?
Mention something about parenting.
Uh,
I'm interested because you know how people would say, oh, zaman sekarang, budak-budak dapat iPad, dapat easy access to the internet. Like how back in the day, like how would you describe your childhood during your, in your pastime?
oh, yeah, my time, yes, yes, all the all the kampung games, all the simple things that you don't have to buy the thing. You just have to make it from whatever is available,
Mm.
your environment, and also is the pleasure of reading,
Mm.
reading a book, reading a magazine, reading a newspaper. Uh,
Mhm.
my brother's was he got his tertiary education in the United States, University of Georgia. He came back with he bought a second hand Encyclopedia Britannica, one set. So he put it in my room for lack of space. So and the joy of opening to a certain page, to a certain subject that I want to know. There's a certain joy to that.
Mm, mm, mm.
This is about your iPad, all your smart accessories, your iPhone, everything. It's okay because I also can get information that I can't get 10, 20 years ago. For instance, Reuters application, AP application, CNN application, news I can get instantaneously. Even if I want to do a simple research, I can do so because there's an app for Encyclopedia Britannica and all that. So if I want to get to the bottom of things, I don't want to get a secondary information or information that is a comment. But I want the raw information. I can get it.
Mm.
The joy of also the just I used to study law in 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Okay, lecturer mentioned case citations. First thing you do is go to the library, open the report, and photostate it. Just to get to read the thing. Nowadays, I think when my niece was studying law, I think they can do it online, something easier.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
I don't know. How you do it? I don't know. But it must be easier than my time doing it. So that's I think the difference. There's some good things, some challenging to it. It's I think depending on you need to find your path. I think that is the most important thing lah. You can't find your path.
Okay, that is it for our introduction, basically about ourselves. So I hope you guys will know what we do, what we like, what we're aspiring to be. So again, do not forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see more content, if you guys have any suggestions or opinions on what we should discuss about, please feel free to leave a comment. So thank you very much and see you guys in the next episode. Assalamualaikum.